Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday. Yes, that day of the week where we look at what we are most grateful for. But we should be beginning every day with a grateful heart. And I do that. I sit down each morning and I write out at minimum 10 things that I am grateful for in that moment in time. And one of the things I'm grateful for this week is I got the indoor grill, the George Foreman indoor grill, and I cooked some a London broil steak on it last night. It was like 1.5 or 1.6 pounds of meat. I ate about 2/3 of it last night. It wasn't as good as Brad's. I did all the seasoning thing that he did. I got the celery salt out and sprinkled it on, and I'm sure he did something. I'm sure there's something else he did. I have to ask for guidance tonight. But I kicked it. I cooked it last night. It cooked perfectly. I mean, if you've seen the pictures I posted in my Facebook story, there's that beautiful medium rare look to it when I cut it open. And that was just a small piece. I cut off the big chunk as well. That's in that photograph because, yeah, it took up almost the whole grill to get that thing on there. So that piece that I'm showing in the photo where it's split open, that was just like a third that had been cut off. And I ate that first, and I'm sitting here, I'm sort of like, I could go for another third. So I did. And I finished it this morning for breakfast. So I just had a third of that steak for breakfast this morning. It was good. Good hot, good cold. It wasn't as good as Brad's, but it was edible. It had a little bit of flavor to it. Could have done with some more seasoning. But overall, for a first time me cooking red meat that wasn't roasted or pot roasted or in the slow cooker, or the pressure cooker, the Instapot, did pretty well, I think. It's going to take some practice getting the seasonings right, getting the temperature. Well, it's only one temperature on that grill. It's just depending on how long you cook it for. And this piece of meat I cooked last night was over the 3/4 mark, so I had to give it extra time to cook to get that beautiful medium rare middle that it had. But it was good. Not as good as Brad's, but it was good. It was edible. It was yummy. Yeah. And I've got like about 4 other things of meat in my refrigerator. I've put them in date order too when they're due to expire, so I can just take the one out. So I don't have to sit there and go, I'm sort of like, I don't care what meat it is. It's all got to be cooked. I think the 28th I think the 28th of February is when I've got to have them all eaten by or frozen. So I've got them all stacked up, all in separate bags inside one shopping bag, and I've got them stacked in date order. So I just go and take the one off the top, and I know that that's the next one due to expire. Like this one that I cooked last night, where it had an expiration date of today. My next one has an expiration date of Sunday, I think it is. I think it's Sunday. Might be Saturday. It's either Saturday or Sunday. And I've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday in there for the next batches, which is really cool because it's enough meat that when I cook it at night, I can like put a small portion aside for the next day. So I'm getting 2 meals. So I got 2 meals out of that. I was hoping, looking at the size of the meat when it was cooked and all that, and I thought, well, that only me for 3 meals. Yeah, no, it only lasted 2. I love me some red meat, but it took my protein things like way up there. I finally got close to getting all my protein in yesterday. It was awesome. And yet surprisingly with what I was eating, because I have these Wasa, W-A-S-A crisp bread things. They're actually from Germany. They're really, really yummy. Lots of good stuffs in them, and low carb, low calorie. I'm trying to remember how many calories per cracker it is. And I used 2 of them, and I put a smearing of butter on them, and then on my one, and then I put some meat on there, you get those small packets of tuna, like the hickory smoked or the ranch or the regular flavor, or lemon pepper. I don't like the lemon pepper one. Hickory and ranch are my two favorite ones. That bag split in half will go nicely on those two crackers. That's kind of how the size of them. And then I get slices of cheese and put them on top, and that's my lunch. Tuna. And I don't put anything on the tuna. I do a smearing of butter on top of the cracker, put the tuna there, put the cheese on top, and that's it. No extra seasoning, no nothing. The tuna already, we're red again this morning. Oh, that's probably because I just eaten. Yeah, Brad will point it out every time, although it's not wet. Usually it gets really wet. Like you can come away and your hands just soaking wet. So I figure that's the nerves regenerating. I'm totally off track now. Yeah, so that's my lunch because I got the seasoned tuna, so I don't need to put anything else with it. So I like those little crackers because they just make a good little meal, and it keeps that bread craving, keeps me from the bread cravings because I love bread, especially if it's fresh baked bread where you put some butter on there, you put fresh tomatoes on there, you put fresh vegetables on there, make yourself a salad sandwich. Yes, we're good to go. When it comes to this one, it's got to be like the, straight from the garden works really well. But anyway, it's Thankful Thursday. We're always grateful for what we want. What else? There's something else. Something else I had. I was going to tell you guys this one. I can't remember what it was. Now I've got meat between my teeth because I just finished breakfast before I came on the live. So I've got this meat flavor in my mouth. Yum. But yeah, so everything's going well. Most grateful for this week was getting the girls so I could have red meat again. That's how we got on that topic. So yes, very grateful to be able to eat red meat. I did have it on the cooktop, and I had the expeller, the extraction fan, the exhaust fan going on that's underneath the microwave because it's got a microwave that sits above it. I don't use microwave's my pantry. If you want to know what I use a microwave for, storage. I don't cook on a microwave. And so I had the exhaust fan going on it. It created a bit of smoke in here, and I needed to make sure that it kept away because the smoke detector was 6 feet away up on the roof. And so I managed to keep any smoke generated by the grill away. But I also had it far enough back that the expeller fan, but I don't think the expeller fan actually puts it outside. I think it just puts it out the thing at the top, but it just kind of like filters it and redirects it or something. I don't know. So I think next time I go to do that, I will actually open the roof vent that is directly above the cooktop and use that. But because of where everything was located and me having to reach over the cooktop to get to the roof vent, I didn't open it last night while it was cooking. Because I thought, maybe I should have had that one open. But yeah, so tonight before I put the grill on, I'm going to open up the roof vent a little bit and get that pulling it out that way. Because that the exhaust thingy on the bottom of the microwave, it doesn't work that well. It was a little hazy in here last night. Smelled good. It was just a little hazy. We had a very brisk walk this morning. It was 2 degrees Celsius. And for everybody else, that's 36 degrees. And it was beautiful. And there was this white stuff on the grass. I think they call it frost. But Zeffie had no problem. I mean, she was wanting to stay on the grass. Usually if the grass is wet, she doesn't like being on the grass. She doesn't like getting her paws wet. But with the frost, she was happy to tromp on through and do her scratching thing and her business and all that sort of stuff. So she had no problem being on the frosty grass this morning, but it did look pretty. It sparkled. So anyway, what are you most grateful for this week? Remember to sit down and write things that you're grateful for at the beginning of every day and in the evening. If you want to get a double whammy of it, do this again in the evening. So what am I most grateful for that happened today? For me, it's being grateful in the moments, when I'm there in the moments, being grateful. And so yeah, that's going to be kind of cool. And I'm out of here. I got to go get ready for work. I got to be online in 20 minutes. So go have a super fantastic, sparkling, Thankful Thursday. We'll catch you guys back here. Got a really cool genealogy project I'm working on right now. It's a lot of fun. I've got very little information, like really little information. This is probably the most, because I did do one just based off a name, but then information was available to me. But this is one where I have the name, I have around the time they were born, I've got their marriage certificate, and then they just disappeared. So it's challenging the mindset, it's challenging the brain to think of different ways that I can go and find different information. And a lot of it is sort of like, well, we think this or we think that. So it's making it even more challenging. It's sort of like taking the thoughts of the ideas and seeing if there's any truth to them. Now, we may have found the school pictures for this particular person. We're not sure. There is some similarities between them. But unless I can find other things to back that up, it's just going to be this maybe. We can't say for certainty that that was this person. Yes, there are similarities, but that's as much as we've got. So now it's sort of like, where to go from here? So looking for all sorts of different things and different records and stuff. And it doesn't help when the state you're looking in has a ban if the birth date's less than 100 years old. There's all sorts of hoops you have to jump through to get that certificate, and none of the stuff we can't qualify, or the family can't qualify for any of it. Being able to obtain any of it. So it's kind of interesting, right? It's an interesting situation to be in, and it's fun. It's really stretching my brain, stretching all the stuff that I have learned along the way so far. Yes. So I'm having a lot of fun with that in the evening. So that was what I did last night after I cooked my meat. But anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling day, and we'll catch you guys back here. I'll be on early this evening or late. I don't know, because I have a mastermind group at 6 p.m. Mountain Time tonight. So I'll either be on before that or on after it. And the only time I can be on before it is if I don't end up working over on the help chat today. So go out, have a super fantastic sparkling day, and we'll catch you guys later on this evening. Hey, konara.